Hello?
Hi there.
Hey, I just have a quick little question. Hey, I have a question.
Sure, go ahead. What's your question?
Yeah, so I'm just kind of worried about my friend, and I'll kind of explain the situation. Every time he gets on one of TJR Trade's kick streams, he can't help himself. He really can't control it, and he just starts edging, and it sucks because TJR Trades, he goes live during pre-market, and then by the time market opens for the New York Stock Exchange, it's all over his screen, and I'm really trying to help him out. So I was wondering if you could help me with that.
It sounds like your friend might be dealing with a serious impulse control issue. It could be beneficial for him to speak with a mental health professional who can provide guidance and support tailored to his situation. Meanwhile, you might suggest that he avoids watching those streams live and instead waits for summaries or highlights.
Yeah, that's the thing. The highlights just get him more riled up, and the streams are just an outlet for him. He won't stop edging, and that's really the main concern here because, again, he's trying to pursue day trading full time, and I just see it getting in the way of him turning profitable with that because right when market opens, and by the time market opens, it's all over his screen. It's everywhere, and it's sticky.
It sounds like your friend is really struggling with this. Given how it's impacting his day trading and daily life, professional help would be the best approach. You could also encourage him to join support groups or forums.
That's the thing. TJR Trades is the professional help. He's the one teaching him how to day trade. See, that's like TJR, he's the one that is causing my friend here to. It just goes all over the screen right when he sees him. And, the edging, it's just getting really out of hand. So how do you suggest that? And he will never go to a therapist, ever again. He hates it there. So, and it's not, he's done multiple therapists. So he says TJR is my therapist, and I just can't stand it. He gets really riled up whenever he gets on a kick stream.
I understand the situation a bit better now. If traditional therapy isn't an option for him, perhaps some alternative approaches might help. Additionally, having a structured routine that keeps him occupied and limits exposure to triggers might be beneficial. Would he be open to trying some self-help strategies?
Hell no. TJR Trades is this guy's life. Okay? He will never stop edging, and he'll never stop tuning into the live streams. We just need to find a way to maintain it. We've tried handcuffs, we've tried blindfolds, and if anything, that just it gets him more excited.
One possible approach could be to encourage him to engage in physical activities or hobbies simultaneously.
Oh, trust me, it gets physical. It gets really physical during this action. And the more you try and hold him down, the more he gets into it. So, any solutions?
Given the complexity of the situation and the intense nature of his reactions, it sounds like this is beyond what can be effectively managed without professional intervention. Since traditional therapy.
That's the thing. TJR, he is a professional. TJR Trades, who's the one that is causing the edging. See where it kind of collides here, Barbara? That's what I'm going to call you from now on. Barbara, that's the thing. The edging in TJR is the professional helping him, but the edging happens no matter what.
see the dilemma, Barbara, here. If avoiding the streams or finding a different mentor isn't an option, maybe establishing some form of accountability could help. He might benefit from having someone with him while he watches the streams to help him stay focused on the trading content and not get sidetracked. This could be a friend, family member, or another trusted person. Creating a supportive environment that encourages focus.
Okay, so that's the thing.
It's clear that the issue is...
No, listen to me. That's the thing. The more people that are there, it honestly encourages him to go even more, get more rough and rowdy with it. The more people that are there, the more he wants to choke the chicken. So break it down for me in 2 simple steps.
It seems like the presence of others and the content itself are strong triggers for your friend. Perhaps setting up a viewing schedule where he watches the streams at a delayed time, not live, might reduce the intensity of his responses. Additionally,
I like that. I like delaying his response time, but how else is he going to learn how to trade if the streams are happening during market open? You see where things are going wrong here. Look, this is what we need to do. I think we just need to strap him down, hold his eyes open, have as many people there as possible, and just let him get everything out of his system so then he can lock in right when market opens and just, he'll no longer be distracted. We should honestly feed his addiction. How do you feel about that?
it's important to address the root cause and help him develop healthier ways to engage with the content and manage his impulses. Instead, creating a structured environment where he gradually learns to focus on the trading content without engaging in the unwanted behavior could be more effective. This might involve starting with very short viewing sessions and gradually increasing the time as he demonstrates control. Would it be possible to create a step-by-step plan where he gradually builds up his ability to watch the streams without engaging in the behavior with rewards for progress?
Yes, I can make a step-by-step plan right now. Step one, he gets on stream, chokes the chicken just ridiculously, and then he has to stop after 30 seconds, even though by then it might already be done. It might be all over the screen. Okay, we give him a 30-second window to choke the chicken. After that, he watches TJR, no chicken choking, and then if he can make it to market open, he can let it go all over the screen. How do we feel about that?
However, it's crucial to ensure that this approach genuinely helps him develop better self-control over time and doesn't reinforce the behavior. Starting with a very short window for the behavior and gradually extending the time he can watch without engaging in it could potentially help. It's also important to have clear and positive rewards for making progress and to be prepared for setbacks along the way. Would he be open to trying this structured approach with the understanding that the goal is to eventually reduce and eliminate the behavior?
Yeah, he's all for it. There's going to be no eliminating it, but I appreciate your time. I'll tell him to tug one out for you right now. Thank you.
If you ever need more advice or support, feel free to reach out. Take care.
Game time. Welcome to Trading Transformation, day number 30-something. And hopefully that little step-by-step lesson was all you guys needed in order to turn profitable. And if that doesn't help, today we are going to be going over time within the market. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, this should be pretty short. It's really just going to cover the best times that I found to be trading during New York Stock Exchange, okay? So the first time, and what a lot of people call this, is like the macro kill zone. And I honestly agree with that. A lot of times I preach to never take a trade before 10 p.m. and I still hold that to be true, okay? So a lot of times we'll have, today was a bad example because we had PPI news data. Let's go ahead and mark out yesterday. We have 9:30, or sorry, we have 8:30. First of all, it's just smart to know when all of this is happening. So first of all, 8:30 is going to be pre-market open, okay? And we can get some activity within here, but it is almost always in your best interest to not trade during pre-market. And then we have a full hour of pre-market, and then boom, at 9:30 we have market open. And then from there, we have another 30 minutes until that 10 p.m. mark, and it's really at like 9:50 that the kill zone starts, and it goes from 9:50 to around 10:10, where we have elite setups for trades to be taken. So again, from 9:50 to 10:10. Don't ask me why. That's just typically when the market likes to offer us good times to enter. Why? Because the 4-hour candle closes at 10. Okay, so 10 minutes before that, we can get some serious action. This 4-hour candle closes. This 1-hour candle closes. There's a bunch of candle closures that can cause a lot of movements within the market. So that's why this is a very hot topic kill zone. Okay, so from 9:50 to 10:10 is always going to be a really solid time to start to find like either a liquidity sweep or to find an entry for your trade. Okay, that's typically when I start looking for entries. And as we can see here, okay, we form a high, and then really right after that at around 10:25 we get a sweep of these highs, and this would have been the trade of the day to have sells right out of that. Okay, and again, this varies day to day, but a really good standard and rule to have for yourself is never really try and look to execute before 9:50. And again, the reason for that is because price is developing, and price typically isn't going to make the majority of the move. I mean, on this day, it made the majority of the move during pre-market. Okay, with this leg up, and then boom, right when market opens, it falls, but we can see that price sets itself up for another leg down within that kill zone. Okay, we can show another example of that over here, and then we'll go over the PM kill zone. And again, like I said, this is really just talking about the optimal times to trade. There's nothing really like super duper special for this besides like the simple shit as you should be looking to trade during these times. And right here, boom, like we can see this is a real obvious window of where the majority of the move happens. So we can see, boom, this is market open. Okay, we can see that market opens and we start legging up towards this draw on liquidity. We see the liquidity sweep, okay, right around that 9:50 mark, and then boom, within there, you should have found some sort of entry, right, leading into that that's 9:30. Sorry, wrong time. Boom, 9:50 hits. Okay, we're looking for break of structure to the downside. Okay, we see it here, no third confluence. Boom, we see it here. Maybe we find an entry off of this as price legs down further. Okay, so this is going to be our first kill zone from 9:50 all the way till 10:10. This is a really optimal time frame to start looking for entries and to look for your main high time frame confluences to be getting hit during this time. Okay, so market opens, and usually for the first 30 or 20 minutes, price is just going towards that draw on liquidity or going towards a confluence for price to give you an entry for price to draw into the main draw on liquidity, which we can see here. We had lows right here, lows right here, lows right here, lows right here, and all of those end up getting taken out. But what happened, we had to gear up for that, legs up, and then we see the execution come in within this time frame, okay? So that's for AM session. Now let's go into PM session. PM session, was this from today? No, it's from yesterday. PM session is really going to be from, wow. Oops. 1350 to 1410, okay? Because PM session starts right, I mean, technically PM session starts at 1300, okay, right here. But this is kind of that main macro because we have like lunch hour and all of that, okay? And as we can see within this time frame, if you guys remember that PM session strategy, we can see, okay, price comes down, we take out a draw on liquidity right here, price continues higher. Super low volatility because this was a no news Monday, but we can go ahead and see how that looked last Friday for potential entries. So again, we're looking for 1350. Boom, right here. 1410. Okay, so we can see that right before this, we get a sweep of liquidity, we get a break of structure to the upside, and then from there, we see a fill of this imbalance. Price continues higher, okay? We didn't necessarily get that super optimal entry within this PM session kill zone. And again, it's not something that's supposed to be super strict, like I can only enter within these time frames, but it's around these time frames that market typically wants to draw towards liquidity or cause a trade entry to get popping, to get happening. Okay, let's go to Thursday and let's see the same thing happen. Okay, so this is market open right here. 950. 1010. So if we go over here, we can see, boom, market opens, 950 hits, okay? We get a strong leg up, and then where do we get our execution point? We get our execution point within these fair value gaps within here. Oops, sorry. Where we can find a high confluence trade setup to the upside because we can see market opens, we see a sweep of liquidity, we see a break of structure to the upside, boom, we see our third confluence get filled. We can find entries within there. Okay, now let's go to PM session. 1350. 1410. Okay, not much going on within here besides us seeing, okay, we're continuing within our bias to the upside. We can see that market wants to come down, take out this draw on liquidity. We didn't really see many other sweeps of liquidity within there. And again, happens right after this little kill zone, which again is okay. We just know that these are the certain time frames where typically market is going to be seeking out draws on liquidity. It's going to be wanting to move, and it's going to be more volatile and have more volume. As we can see, we get a sweep of that, continue higher, and continue within the trend that was started during AM session. We'll go over one more before I leave you guys. Okay, so we have market open right here. 950, 1010, similar situation here, okay? During pre-market, we have a sweep of liquidity, we have a break of structure to the upside. During this kill zone, we see market drive into a fair value gap and give us a great execution point right at that 1010 mark for price to continue higher and seek out draws on liquidity up here. Perfect. Now let's go into PM session. We have 1350 right here. It doesn't look like we're going to get much within here. 1410, not much going on during PM session, but we can see within the same hour, right towards that same hour, we see price drive down, fill in this liquidity, or sorry, fill in this imbalance and drive back higher, taking out, boom, these highs right here and wicking out these lower time frame highs right here. Let me do one more. Oops. Okay, so again, similar situation. This is our kill zone, and we see price wants to move a little bit lower, sweep out this liquidity, and then boom, price moves higher. We end up taking out these highs, taking out this high right here. Boom, perfect. Now let's go into AM session. We have market open. Boom, 950, and you guys can see where this is serving us up. 1010, okay. Right within this kill zone is where we see the drawn liquidity. Boom, we see low time frames get swept out. Boom, we also see this get swept out. Boom, okay, we can find entries within this kill zone to go long, sending price higher, and during pre-market we can see that price swept liquidity, broke structure to the upside. We see this come down, fill in this order block, boom, price continues higher. So that pretty much covers my favorite times to trade, and again, we kind of covered that in PM session, but I figured, hey, why not make an actual full trading transformation video on that? When are my optimal times to trade? Okay, I don't necessarily follow like ICT's kill zone to a fucking T. I don't necessarily follow all the macro, this and that. Okay, I know that time is a huge it's a huge thing in trading, okay? And for me, it's always like I'm trading market open, and I know that I'm typically going to be waiting until 9:50 or around 10 to be looking to enter into a trade. And I know that during that 9:30, from 9:30 until then, price is typically going towards a draw on liquidity, or it's just going to be consolidating until we get into that 1 hour, 4 hour close where price starts to get more volatile, go towards our confluences where we can start taking trades. So with that being said, I appreciate you boys. I will catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully this helped you guys figure out what time frames are kind of best for you guys to trade, or not time frames, but times are best for you guys to trade for market open and for PM session. I appreciate you boys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.